All right, good morning and thank you for joining us on the Monday edition of TVC Breakfast. I am Veronica Dan Ikboy, and happy Children's Day, by the way. Well, this morning we have an array of issues to talk about, but first let me introduce my co-anchors this morning, talking about Theophilus Ilava. Good morning.
Good morning, Veronica, and happy Children's Day.
Happy Children's Day to you as well.
You as well. Well,
and guess what?
We're all children, yeah.
Yeah, guess what? Drum roll!
Yes, the big fish in the house.
We have Mike Okwoche.
All the way.
Russia.
Well, let me ask, what several seasons?
It is good to be home. It's really good to be
Welcome home.
Good morning, everybody, and good morning, viewers. It's amazing to be here. And happy Children's Day.
The same to you.
Yes, we are somebody's children. Eh? We are somebody's child. So we are still children somehow.
Mike Okwoche.
Nice to be home. Nice to be home.
It's good to have you.
Yeah, it's good to be home, actually.
What
How are you all doing?
like?
Yeah. The point there is, anywhere you go, there can't be a place like home.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's the thing. I was happy coming home and meeting everyone I missed so much and so on. It's fantastic. It's amazing.
West, south, north, home is best.
Exactly.
That's what is often said. But talk to us. How has it been? What's your experience like? Culture shock? Food shock? Everything shock?
Yeah, as broadcasters,
Yeah.
we are always taught to keep our minds open.
Open, right.
So anywhere you go, you know that, of course, there's something different from where you have always been. So I didn't have culture shock when I went to Russia. The point is my mind was open. So bring everything. I want to know whatever you have, no matter how strange we feel the thing is, bring it on.
Right.
So that was what it was. But my mind, I learned so much. It's a beautiful, in fact, we don't get to hear so much about the beauties of Russia and all of that.
Oh, here's the war.
Oh, yeah, but there's no war in Russia. That's the reality. The issue there is, of course, there is a conflict between Russia and Ukraine, and we understand. But from here, when you listen to news and rumors, it looks like the whole place is turning upside down, the whole place is bombed. No, Russia is so peaceful. Everything is so fantastic, it's so amazing.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what the thing is.
What part of the language have you learned so far?
Dobra utra. Dobra utra is good morning.
Spasiba.
I think I'm up to rolling.
Okay, so I grew up in a place called Ajakuta Steel Company.
Okay.
Then there were Russians.
Ajakuta was built by the Russians.
The Russians.
Yeah.
So we're there, we learned a lot. In fact, right now, I've used a ban.
Nigerian food. Mike, you ate a lot of Nigerian food. Then how was it? Is it like what we have home?
No, the point there is,
always
anywhere you go and there is no Nigerian, then it's not a place. Do you understand? We went, there are Nigerian restaurants in Moscow. So you go there, you eat food as good as anywhere in Nigeria. So I was glad to host my colleagues,
Yes.
British, American, French, German, Syrian friends too, and Russian friends to Nigerian meal. And it was in fact, they want to go back again to it, to have it again.
You haven't had something as spicy, as delicious.
You know what? When it comes to spicy food, Nigeria and Indian food are globally known to be spicy food that are everybody likes it, So we had an amazing time. There was a lot of them were tasting, in fact, we're seeing some of the Nigerian meals for the first time. So they were touching the poundu. They touched it like this. What is it made of?
It looks like mashed potatoes,
exactly.
but they had up a shot.
Of course.
So I see your pictures on Facebook.
Okay.
Traveled all around. Since you started till now, how many countries have you gone to?
Well, I've been to just a few countries. Just a few. Just a few. Just a few.
Just
a few. And all is on assignment. So it's not like, okay, I'm going on a holiday or something. All is on assignment. It was only when I went to Sochi, where they hosted the Winter Olympics in the southern part of the country. It was only then I went for, let's just have fun. But all the other places I traveled to were all assignments, work. And
right. Talk to us, what is work like? We know that this is quite different from what we have here in Nigeria, the experience as well. Just share with us.
Yes. I have always said that Nigerian broadcasters, pressmen, and journalists, what we do is close to a miracle.
Absolutely.
What we do to get the results out there is close to a miracle. And when you meet your European, American, Asian counterparts, and you see that they have an edge over you, The only edge they have is the exposure of technology, equipment to work, you know, and then allowances, insurance, and all of that. That's just what they have. When it comes to the knowledge of the work, what the Nigerian journalist knows and does, fantastic, is amazing. And journalism is global. So there is no, the difference between what we do here and what is done anywhere in the world is just the style.
Right.
And then you could get exposed to, okay, this is a new software, and this is a new style of doing this and new style. Of course, at the global level, you can't compare. But the point there is, when we do what we do, and then you get to the global level, you see that you don't have to do much to fit in. You know, just a little brush up here and there, and then you're there.
Because of the house style.
Exactly. Absolutely. That's the thing. So that's why I said Nigerian journalists and broadcasters, what we do to bring out what anybody sees on TV, and it's close
That's
to
why
miracle.
you see a majority of us winning international awards.
Exactly.
All of it, because there's so much hard work put into whatever you're doing to deliver.
Yeah.
And the world sees it, and that is why they found you.
I would hope that that's why they will find a lot of
No, of course, of course.
Of course.
The point is,
Who could have thought that all the way from Russia?
So he is the apostle boy, so we have sent him to Russia.
we're together. Oh, I'm John the Baptist.
So we are coming.
Well, there are huge opportunities for all broadcasters across the world, and you know that some of our colleagues are also practicing in America, in Europe, and other places as a case.
And some on international platforms.
Exactly. Yeah. So some who we work together here on different international platforms. Yeah. It tells you that we all have what it takes.
Absolutely.
And it also tells you how universal journalism or media is. There is no difference. The principles are the same. The concept of balance, the concept of fairness, you know, all of those things, they're all the same. So it's just when you go to a different, it's just like if I speak Igede as a tribe, for instance, or speak Idoma, if I come to Yoruba land, I will learn one or two things on how to. If you go to Hausa land, it's the same thing. But the point there is that journalism is journalism.
What has been your best experience so far?
I think it is my best experience so far has to do with when I was challenged. Challenged in the context of, during the last presidential elections, I was put to be the first analyst on the Putin election. And it was a challenge because this is the global stage, and here I am. As you know, there were so many other experienced people who were there, you know, so many years of experience, so much exposure and all of that. And here I am just coming from Nigeria, you know, and so on. So putting me to be the first, it was like
one opening act.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of, okay, this is a different thing altogether, you know. So that was a challenge, you know, to me. And I see it as one of the best moments because it has to do with the confidence and trust that they bestow on me, and I had to take it head on, you know. And then there were so many things to learn as well, because when you are the one opening the door, you know that there are challenges. You need to set the pace,
absolutely,
you know, and that was how it was. So I see that as my best moment because not because it was done so perfectly, but because every broadcaster looks forward to that something new.
To challenge.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how you learn. That's how you get better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because when you've been doing something over and over and over again, they wake you up from sleep, you just do it. It wouldn't mean anything. But that extra...
You may not necessarily be growing.
Exactly. So that extra, that stretches you, that is it.
So now, from this experience, for those who want to position themselves for the international stage, what would be your advice?
No, the point there is consistency is important.
Right.
Like they say, you are as good as your last presentation. You know, if you're consistent, there are new media stations opening everywhere in the world. Not only here in Lagos, not only here in Nigeria or parts of Africa, across the world. And because of social media and so on, you get exposed. People are seeing what you're doing. People are seeing what we're doing. So the point there is it creates opportunity, but consistency, I think that is because we are working hard already. That's the reality. We are all working really very hard already. So, but being consistent, it gives you opportunity to be seen anywhere, and then when you approach anybody to say, okay, fine, I think I'd like to be with you or something, it opens the doors for you.
And I like the fact that you mentioned earlier about allowances.
Oh, yeah.
Theophilus. Test slow. As
no, really, it's
on the roads of the streets of Lagos.
It's very important. It's very
Match break.
It's very important.
No, it is important.
No, it is.
It's important because the point there is we have always complained, or at least voiced out, the need to make journalists in Nigeria become insured. Even in the issue of
welfare package.
Welfare, it's very important.
Right.
You know, we know there are some media stations that owe salaries here and there, that don't even pay salaries. Of course, we understand the economic challenges here and there. So it's not to take away from the fact that, oh, that's what they want to do. However, we have seen that even when the going was good, some media stations delay salaries of journalists and so on. You demotivate someone who wants to work. You know, so these are some of the challenges that journalists, that's why I said that what journalists do and go through in Nigeria to ensure the work is out there is close to a miracle. You see every journalist still smiling, still very diligent at his work, even when he doesn't know how he's going to go back home. So these are the things. So imagine that kind of a journalist. Give him his allowance, give him package, give him everything. You won't see his
in fact, what's his brown envelope?
Exactly, like the brown envelope phenomenon. We have talked about this so many times. When I was a lecturer at NIJ, these were things we teach young people who were coming up, you know, to be against it. You know, try to be content with what you are given. You know, but of course, you can't be everywhere every time. Definitely. People go through different circumstances. When they are tempted with this thing, what would they do? You know, so the ethics of it is there. But however, people are faced with different kind of challenges here and there sometimes, and then, you know, they circumvent the system.
Mike Okwoche. It's good to see you grace our tables again.
It's good to be home. It's good to be home.
Maybe we didn't really do well. We would have rolled out the red carpet from the carpet.
No, the carpet was rolled. Don't worry. You sent somebody to roll the carpet, right? The carpets were rolled. Yes.
All right, it's good to see you. But now we need to quickly take some news stories.